Hello, collective. Thank you for being here. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Yeah, thank you for the love. Thank you for the following. Thank you for engaging with me. Thank you very much. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for the donations. Yeah, thank you. Anyway, let's see what messages do we need to look out for. Right now, I see you are very much defensive. You are very much guarded of your energy. I see you not wanting to rekindle or reconcile with anyone. You are just protective. You've learned your lesson. You've seen these people. You cannot unsee what you've seen. You are more like on guard right now, protecting your territory very much. Yeah, you have these women or this group of people, pretty much this group of karmic people who are going through the most. I feel these are people who wanted you ruined. Right now these are people who sees you as somebody who's more like brought in an ending towards a situation. You are done with them. These are women who view you as somebody who's moved on to other things. These are people who feel like you went through a transformation. You brought in big changes. These women or these karmics, these witches, however way you may call them, they were sending a lot of negative energy your way. They may have even been working with the moon to try to bring you down. These are women who feel like they want to try to act friendly or play nice to you. They want to come propose something towards you. These women, yeah, they view you as somebody who's very much creative. You are somebody who's more like trusting the divine. You trust source. These are people who view you following your blind faith right now. Yeah, these are people who are wanting to win at all costs. You know what? These women or these witches, this cult, they really, really admire your healing energy. I feel they may be feeling like your energy is uplifting. Yeah, they want to reconcile with you. You know what? They want to reconcile with you only because they are feeling very much defeated. It's more like they don't know how to penetrate or come into your energy. These are women who are wishing on your downfall. You may have blocked whoever these women are, yet you've put in an ending. You no longer engage with these women. You are currently in separation. Yeah, right now they are viewing you as somebody who's very much emotionally fulfilled. They are viewing you as somebody who's very much emotionally fulfilled. Yeah, you have a lot of people invested on you. They may be invested on you. Yeah, you have a lot of people invested on you. They are watching you bring in fairness into your situation. I feel not just only these witches. I feel you have, besides them, you have a lot of people watching you. Watching you bring in fairness and justice to your situation. You may be somebody who's very much helpful. You may be somebody who's very much generous. Yeah, yet they view you are very much strict with your energy. I feel you are selective with who you pour your energy into. You are very much selective with who you invest your energy into. These are people, or these are women. These are women witches, cult, yeah, that are watching you. They may be talking about you amongst each other. They may be talking about you amongst each other. Yeah, let's see some more. They are viewing you and watching you being emotionally fulfilled. Now they want to come back, reconcile with you. Yeah, these are people who view you as somebody who has willpower. They view you as somebody who knows how to utilize their resources. These women or these people that were sending bad energy your way, dark energy your way, they were sending and this all this negativity towards you, evil eye towards you. Right now they are viewing you being emotionally fulfilled, and they actually admire how you know how to utilize your resources. These are people who are viewing you as somebody who has willpower. You are very much action orientated. You know what? They may have tried to cancel you. They may have tried to took you through traumatic experiences. Yet I see you came out more like driven to succeed. You know, you succeeded their pettiness. You succeeded uh, their arrogance. You know, they were selfish with you. You know, you actually more like overcame all that pettiness, you overcame all that arrogance, you overcame all that impulsiveness they were throwing your way. You know, they wanted you to be very much imbalanced. These women, these witches, you know what? They wanted you, they needed you cancelled. They needed you cancelled. Something about your intellect. You come off as very much like intellectually smart. You come off as very much uh more like a warrior, more like a soldier, more like somebody who's, you know, you have this go-getter spirit, you know, about you. Like, you don't back down for anyone. You know, you don't back down for anyone. Yeah, these people view you as somebody who's more like making big decisions. You force gravity. You know, you avoid being stagnant at all cost. You are somebody who's more like avoiding being stagnant at all cost. You're avoiding being trapped. You don't like being trapped. They are viewing you that way. You know, these women, these witches, now they want to reconcile with you. Yeah, yeah, they feel very much defeated. They feel very much defeated by you not allowing them in your energy. These are people that are feeling very much defeated. You know, they wanted you to go through the most. They may have even been working with the moon to against you, you know, sending a negative energy towards you. These women, yeah, they view you as somebody who's more like very much abundant. They view you as somebody who's very much blessed. You know, they view you as somebody who's very much like a missed opportunity. Yeah, these are women, a cult or karmics that are more like viewing you, that are feel more like feeling like the wheel is not going into their favor. You know, they feel like the wheel is not going into their favor. Yeah, right now they want to be in partnership with you. They want to be in partnership with you. They feel like you are very much rooted, you know, you are very much grounded in whatever you are doing. They feel like you are somebody who's more like established, you know, you how to bring instability into situations. You know, these are people who are very much invested in you. You know, they want to make an effort, but then they can't. They are just watching you expanding and growing. It's more like your evolution is inevitable. You know, you may be seeing a lot of 8-8. Yeah, you know, it's more like it cannot be stopped. You know, it's more like you may even be waiting for your ships to come in right now. Yeah, these people, they wanted you very much burdened. They really wanted you very much uh way down, you know. They needed you way down. They actually wanted you, oh, extra burdened. Yeah, right now they feel very much heartbroken. You know, they are grieving the loss of being in your energy. They feel very much heartbroken. You know, they feel very much grieving the separation, being separated from you, you know. It's more like they want to be in your energy, but then they don't know, they can't. Yeah, it's because they were very too much arrogant and petty with you. These are people who were so much impulsive. You know, they acted very much especially I feel it may especially be especially on who you are. They may have been attacking your character with the Knight of Swords and the Magician being here. These are people who may have attacked your character, however way you are, however weird way you are. These are people who wanted you to feel little. These are people who wanted to minimize you. These are people who were overlooking you. They wanted you or needed you traumatized. You know, these are people who needed you to be uncertain. They needed you to walk with trauma, you know, doubts, shame, feeling anxiety. Oh my God, these people, yeah, right now they may be juggling, you know, they may be juggling, trying to put find balance into their situation. Yeah, they may be juggling. I feel these are people who are more narcissistic. They are always using their head over their emotions. Right now, they are going through, uh, the scales are being balanced. They are going through spiritual court. Yeah, these are people who may be going through a spiritual awakening right now. They are going through a spiritual awakening. You know, they they want to partner with you. You may have some wanting to partner with you, someone wanting to partner with you. Yes, them, they may also want to partner with you. Yeah, they have a desire, but then it's nothing they act on. It's something that's still in their, you know, subconscious mind. It's nothing that they are thinking of acting on right now. Yeah, these are people who are feeling like you are healing their inner child. These are people who are having beautiful memories of you. They view you as somebody who is very much innocent. You bring this, you have this innocence about you. You may be looking very youthful, yet they view you as somebody who's wise beyond your years. These are people who feel like they are very much scared of you. You are very much mysterious. They view you as somebody who's more like, you awaken emotions within them. You trigger something within them. They cannot put a finger on it, but then they end up being delusional. But then there's something about you. Yeah, these are people who are feeling like they have a desire to create something with you. They have a desire to, yeah, to come forward and have a new beginning of something with you. You may be somebody who's rebuilding themselves. You may be somebody who's rebuilding themselves, who's not scared to take risk. They are watching you. They are so watching you. Let's see some more on these witches, this group of people. Yeah, you come off as an emperor, very much stable and very much dependable, and in control. It's like you have this authority about you. You have this authority about you. It's more like people can depend on you. People can depend on your judgment. Yeah, that's how they are viewing you. They view you as somebody who has strong morals. You are somebody who's of upright. Yeah, pretty much. These are people who are very much competitive with you. Whenever you are around these people, I feel you may have felt the need to look over your shoulder. These are people who were like, triangulating you. These are people who were very much malicious. Yeah, they were in secret competition with you, trying to act clever with you, smiling in your face, whereas tarnishing your name. These people, they were sending you bad vibes, bad juju. Yeah, I feel you may be an empath. They hated your boundaries. These are women, or these people are so hating your boundaries. They wanted you to enable them. These are a group of people who wanted you to enable their toxic their toxicity. Needed you to enable their toxic vibes on you. They didn't want you to have boundaries. Yeah, they may have started calling you out for having boundaries, like you are being too much, you are being arrogant, you are being selfish, you are being, only because you were not enabling them. Yeah, these are people who may have made you feel guilty for being yourself. Yeah, I feel right now you are very much focused on yourself. You may be working on yourself, appreciating yourself, took time to heal from all this. Yeah, you come off as very much stable right now. Ooh, these women, these karmics, they view you as a lost opportunity. Yeah. Continue giving yourself unconditional love. I feel the way you love is different. The way you love, the way you give of yourself, is different. You're somebody who knows how to reciprocate the energy. You're somebody who knows how to reciprocate your energy. You're not selfish. You are not giving one-sided relationships. Whoever I'm talking to, you have healed your inner child and you are now blossoming. You are growing very nicely. You are evolving rapidly. This how they are even viewing you. I feel they may be even feeling a lot of resentment towards you. Yeah, they feel like in your energy you complimented them. I feel you may have made them feel special, made them feel good about themselves. Now they may felt like you are going to go back to that being that you old you. But unfortunately you cannot go back to being that old you, because you got to see how much they abuse their power. How much they get comfortable in actually disrespecting others. You gave them the rope. They like, here's the respect, see what you can do with it. Instead of appreciating you, no, they decided, you know what, we have the power, we can do whatever. Now they don't know, you no longer want to deal with them. You no longer want to associate with them, because you see what they can do whenever they got respect. You know how much they abuse their power. These are people who feel like you were bringing balance into their situation. Pretty much, it's like you were complimenting them, very, very well. These are people who feel like you are somebody who's very much secured. You know, you are so very much flexible. I feel you are somebody who cannot even be micromanaged. Yeah, whoever these people are, they are viewing you as somebody who's receiving whatever you need. These are people who feel like they have closure issues right now, hence they want to come in. They feel like you are receiving whatever you need, and it doesn't sit well with them. you know Now they want to come into your energy only because they are sad and heartbroken. Mm-mm. They are not in a right frequency. As much as they would love to come back into your energy, they are not in the right frequency. I feel these are people who feel like you want them to chase you. No, it's more like you've ended the matter with them. You've ended things with them. I feel you no longer want to associate yourself with these people. To you, it may be feeling like it's an outdated thinking. You don't want to repeat the pattern. I feel you don't want to continue replaying the past events. You've moved on from that. You've moved on from that. Yeah, pretty much. You are somebody who's unconventional. You cannot uh, remain in one situation forever. You are always looking to grow. You are somebody who's always forever looking to grow. You've let go of codependency. Let's see some more. Yeah, let's see some more messages. Yeah, something about you and your wisdom. You come off as very much wise. It's more like you are very much spiritually guided. These are people who view you as somebody who is very much skillful. It's like you know what you are doing, you know. You've changed a lot. They view you as somebody who's changed a lot. It's like you went through a renewal. You've you've merged your old self and your new self. You are unrecognizable. It's more like you are now more calmer. You are now more at peace. You now know yourself more. You are now more tapped in. You've transformed. These people is more like they view you as somebody whom they can learn from. These are people who are viewing you as somebody they can learn from, yet they cannot acknowledge that. Instead they want things to go on as they were in the previous timeline. Yeah, you are something about your wisdom and your faith. Yeah, exactly. Maybe spiritually and emotionally intelligent. Yeah, these are people who view you as very much resilient. They may admire your courage and your resilience. Right now, they view you as though scales are being balanced for you, you know. They view you as though scales are being balanced for you. Yeah, these are people who may be going through spiritual court right now, you know, for however they may have handled you. These are people who like sees you as somebody of love. Whatever you do, you always bring love into situations. You may be somebody who sees good in everyone, in things, you know. I feel you are not scared to face your fears, you know. I feel you are somebody who's more like always testing yourself, you know, and you are not going to back down for anything. Yeah, pretty much you are not scared, you are daring. These are people who view you as somebody who's very much daring, you know, and you are patient with yourself. You have this perspective and you trust a divine order. Yeah, pretty much that's how they view you right now. That's the impact you give right now. Let's see some more on this energy. These women, these people, yeah, I feel exactly they missed the past life connection. These are people who missed how you used to be, you know. They missed how you used to be. Pretty much. These are people who are more like wanting you to give them a chance, you know. They have this codependency issue going on that they cannot free themselves from, you know. They just can't. Yeah, hence they feeling very much drawn to you. Hence they are feeling very much drawn to you. They just hope you forgive them and move forward. These are people who just hope you forgive them and move forward. Allow them back into your energy. You know, let's see some more on these people. You are living rent free on their head. Yeah, they are having nightmares of you. I feel, you know, these are people who are going through the most right now. These are people who are going through the most right now. They are way too so obsessed with you, very much obsessed with you. You know, too chaotic. They can't let go of your energy. Thing is, they are very much transactional. These are consumers. These are people who always live in survival mode. You know, these are people who are always worried about how they are being looked at. They are always worried about how they are being looked at, but then they are not actually, you know, doing as supposed. They be doing another thing and then saying another thing and then doing the other. Yeah, right now they may be crying over you because they are still not over the fact that it's over, you know. Yeah, right now they may be watching your post pretending they are fine. Yeah, some they may even be trying to copycat you, start trying to copy your style because they may even be feeding off your creativity, finding ideas through your creativity. Oh my God. I feel they are hooked on you. They are fixated. You've got yourself some fans. Clearly, collective, you got yourself some fans.